Does anyone know whose kid this is? There's definitely been Turbulent. We're all old now.
You're here to talk about your reimagined version of the Whitney Houston classic, Dance With Somebody. So tell me all about this in terms of you doing it.
Yes, so it was kind of wild really, because I mean, I've always been a huge fan of the song. I've always loved the song, always loved Whitney. I kind of grew up. I remember my mum always used to go on about the fact that in very public situations, I would always end up just kind of belting out When You Believe, the Whitney Houston song for the Prince of Egypt movie. And I think now she looks back at it like, you know, what a fond memory. Whereas at the time, I think she'd probably like, this kid's weird. Like, I need to does anyone know whose kid this is? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think that so with this song in particular, I basically it's actually, the idea came to me quite a while ago, and I always thought of like reimagining the song as a kind of much more kind of sad, kind of slow type song, basically kind of reworking the lyrics, etc. Because I felt like the chorus kind of lended itself to that. And I was actually going through kind of rough breakup myself about 5-6 months ago, and I was like, right, now's probably a good time to write about it, seeing as obviously I'm literally in it. So I thought, right, let me kind of put this song together. I did it, I finished it, I really liked it. I wanted to kind of put it out for people to hear it, and it was meant to come out in January, but there was a few like mishaps along the way of just getting it like mixed and stuff, and there was a few things that pushed it back. And then we were kind of looking forward, like, okay, cool, and when will the release date be? And then as we were kind of thinking of different like dates, we realized that it was the 10th anniversary of Whitney's passing, like coming up. And obviously February 11th, 2012 was when she passed away. And we were like, oh my goodness, like obviously that kind of felt like the stars were aligning, and it felt a bit like, well, that would be an amazing time to release it. We kind of reached out to the Whitney Foundation and made sure that they were okay with like us putting it out, and everyone seemed to like it. So now, yeah, that was kind of what happened, and it was really, really cool to kind of, well, an honor really to end up being a part of that whole thing. So yeah.
Me and you spoke way back when you first released your debut single. I don't even know how old you were, but you were really...
I would have been 19.
19.
29 now, so yeah.
Over the years, it changes so rapidly. So how would you kind of like, how'd you get your head around it all? Yeah,
I mean, there's definitely been turbulent. I think it's massively had its ups and downs, and I think that it's shifted so much since I started. As you said, like, you know, TikTok didn't exist, and you know, kind of social media monetization didn't exist. So like, you know, you couldn't really make income from that kind of thing. It was all about, you know, record sales, but now obviously record sales have absolutely dipped. It's all about streams now. As like Spotify, Apple Music, etc. did not exist when I released my first album. It's all about kind of iTunes sales and literal physical CDs. That was kind of like, especially albums back then when I released my album, that was predominantly physical CDs that were sold. So yeah, a lot has changed, and you kind of just have to adapt really. I think that I just have to kind of, with each thing that kind of comes and blows up, you have to kind of like, right, how can I utilize this platform whatever to my advantage, and so far it seems to have worked with each one. It's just I'm waiting for the first one that I can't get my head around, and then it's like, right, call it a day, like that's it.
What advice would you give your younger self now that you've had all the experience in the industry, the highs, the lows? If you could tell yourself something back then when you first started, what would it be?
I would say that probably my biggest thing that I would say to myself is kind of be more confident in your own decisions, and remember that, you know, it's at the end of the day, it's you know, it's your career. It's like it's my career, and every decision that's made affects you directly. And I think back when I first started, I remember really viewing kind of my management role and the label like they were, as if they were my bosses. Like I had to do everything to make sure that they were happy. You know, kind of realized like, hold on, no, they essentially kind of work for me. This is kind of my career, and this is my project. And I think that I wish I'd kind of realized at an earlier age that realistically everything I was doing, I was going to be the one that was standing there at the end, kind of, you know, experiencing and living through all of it. So I think that I'd probably say that to myself. Yeah, I kind of just remember that this is, at the end of the day, this is Conor Maynard, this is you. So make your decisions based on that knowledge. So yeah.